Hey, it's Gabe with API Nation. Today I'm going to show you how you can sync Sierra Interactive with Google Sheets. All those leads and contacts you have coming through your website, coming through the ads you're running through Facebook and Google PPC with Sierra can automatically get sent to a Google Sheet completely backed up, a nice copy. You can share it with an admin or a virtual assistant. It's easy to collaborate. There's a lot of great ways you can do this. And also, if you have a Google Sheet that's collecting contacts you want synced into Sierra, you can set that up too. Super easy to set this up. Let me show you. The first thing you're going to do is go to apination.com and click on Start Syncing. There you're going to see a ton of different apps, marketing apps, real estate apps, productivity apps. They can all be automated here. I'm going to scroll down until I get to S for Sierra Interactive. There it is. Click on that. And then you can see all the apps you can sync with Sierra. Today we're syncing Google Sheets, so I'm going to click on that tab. It's going to show me we have two syncs available, like I said, syncing Sierra to Google Sheets and Google Sheets back to Sierra. I'm going to start with Sierra to Google Sheets, so I'm going to activate that sync. And the first step is to sign into your API Nation account. If you don't have an API Nation account yet, you can click here. They're totally free to create. You can sign in, or you can even sign in with Google, which is what I'm going to do. Next, we're going to connect both the apps. So you're just going to hit this connect button. It's going to ask you for an API key and the name of the connection. So let's go get that API key from Sierra Interactive. So we're going to open up Sierra, click on this gear, and come over here to this integrations tile. Click on that. It's going to take us to the integrations page. And eventually there's going to be an API Nation tile probably right around here with the API key. But for now, you can use the Sierra Interactive API key. So I'm just going to click on that. There it is. And I'm just going to copy that, head back to API Nation and paste it in. There we go. And then you can name the sync anything you want. You can name it after you. You can name it after your company. You can name it after your team. It's basically just in case you're connecting more than one Sierra Interactive account to your API Nation account. Maybe if you're an admin or somebody who's managing a bunch of different Sierra Interactive accounts, then you want to know which one is which. But that's pretty unusual. Most people just connect one. Next, we're going to connect Google Sheets. Pretty similar. You're just going to hit the connect button. It's going to show you all the Google accounts you've logged into on this browser. If you want, you can connect another one, or you can select one of the ones you've already logged into. There we go. Great, now we have a few options when we set up the sync. Do you want to sync all existing contacts from Sierra into this Google Sheet? I'm going to go ahead and do it because I'm getting everybody I want into that Google Sheet for complete copy and backup, just in case. If you don't, if you just want to start collecting names, leads, contacts from now on, just uncheck that box. And then you're going to name the sheet you're going to create in Google Sheets. I'm going to call it My Sierra Leads. Hit subscribe, it's going to create the sync. And there's a few more options here. First thing is the filter. So if you want to filter any of the leads coming over based on any of the fields here in Sierra, you can. For example, maybe you want to filter based on tags. Maybe you only want to send over people to this spreadsheet that you've tagged as spreadsheet or hot or something else. Maybe you're sharing it with a virtual assistant who you need to call. So you can just tag it with the virtual assistant's name, Rob. Make sure he gets all the leads you need him to call. So you could do that. Or you can filter it based on the assigned agent email. So if it's assigned to me and my email is Gabe at API Nation, as long as it contains Gabe, sync it to that spreadsheet. So you can do this and then create a spreadsheet for each of your agents, filtering based on the email. Or you can just go no filter here and sync over everybody. If you come on down here, you can see the mapping. It's going to pop everything that we can access from Sierra into that spreadsheet. Looks good. I'm going to activate that sync. All right, so now the contacts are getting synced to Google Sheets. If I was creating a specialized sheet, like I said, syncing it over for an individual agent, I could then just clone the sync and then change the filter so that it's syncing for a different agent and then create a separate spreadsheet. So that's another thing to consider if you're setting this sync up. And don't forget, you can set up as many syncs and automations between these two apps under your API Nation subscription. So now we're going to set up the sync going the opposite direction, Google Sheets into Sierra Interactive. I'm just going to click on the Sierra Interactive logo here. It's going to take me back to the syncs available. Go with Google Sheets again. And this time we're going to go with Google Sheets into Sierra. So I'm going to activate that. And this is great if you have a spreadsheet full of contacts that you've been meaning to sync into Sierra to follow up with in their CRM, or if you have a form out there like a Google form or a type form that is filling up a Google Sheet with contacts that you also want to get synced into Sierra. So here's asking for my spreadsheet URL. So if you're collecting those leads somewhere, just go find that spreadsheet and grab that URL. So here I'm collecting these contacts on a Google form. So I'm just actually going to grab this URL, and I can keep using that Google form to capture these contacts. But now it's going to be synced so that they'll get added to Sierra in real time. So we're going to paste that URL in there, and then it's going to ask, do you want to overwrite the information in Sierra or just fill in any blank fields? Totally up to you. I'm going to just leave it like this and let it overwrite it. Hit subscribe. Again, we're offered the same thing with the filter. We can filter based on any of the stuff coming over from that spreadsheet. And then the mapping, this is really important. You can see it's asking for email. So let's map up the email. There we go. And then it's asking for a password. And you remember when you create a contact in Sierra Interactive, you're also creating an account for that contact. So they need a password in order to log in to your website. So you could do a couple things. You could just write the word password and let everybody know who signs up for your account that the password is password, and make sure to change it when you first sign in. Another thing you could do is you could just throw in their email address and just say, hey, you know what? The password is your email. Sign in with your email, password's your email, and don't forget to change it when you log in. There's a couple different options there. I think the email is kind of neater. And then if you come down here, you can map up anything else you want from that spreadsheet: address, tags, zip code, all that stuff, even notes here. Also, if you come down here to the assignee, you can assign an agent. So you can just put the agent email, who you want these leads assigned to. And you're going to want to make sure that agent actually exists in Sierra. You can't just put any email in there. So this looks good. I'm going to activate this sync. And there we go. I have two syncs set up, one saving my contacts and leads from Sierra into a spreadsheet so I can use it. I have a backup, I can collaborate, and then one capturing contacts on a spreadsheet, putting them into Sierra. So I'm building those contacts back into Sierra so I can use the CRM there and use these two apps together as one. So that's it. That's how you connect Sierra Interactive to Google Sheets. It's going to allow you to use the best parts of these two apps, be way more productive, no more importing or exporting. It's all happening automatically so you can stay focused and create more deals. If you have any questions or need any assistance setting up this sync, shoot us an email, give us a phone call. You can also easily find us at apination.com/contact. We're API Nation, and we are connecting the world's applications.